Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Saturday, 19th of October 2024. And didn't you just know it? Derby County, they hadn't had a draw in 9 games, they hadn't had an away point in 9 games. They come to the Den, and there you go. Laid it on a plate for them, didn't we? Yeah. We huffed and we puffed, we had a few decent chances, and we hit the bar, you know. But we didn't score again. We're huffing and we're puffing and we're not scoring. And then you get knackered and you get caught on a break or you get caught at set piece. And we had to come from behind at home to scrape a point against Derby County, which is better than no points, but that was a game that we should have won. Now we've got a game on Wednesday, and that's even more of a must-win game because some funny business is going on at Plymouth. I don't know what's going on. You'll find out what happened at Plymouth today, but there you go. So, before we talk about the game today, well, I've already just been talking about the game today. As I was filming yesterday's video, some very sad, tragic news broke, and I don't know if it's Millwall actually broke it on their official account on Twitter, but yeah, so they put this up last night. I assume they must have got permission to do it. So this is from Southern News. They reposted it today. Mill confirmed the tragic passing of a former striker's son. Yeah, Matthew Smith. His 4-month-old son, so 4 months, has tragically passed away. And this Mill sent their condolences to Smith and his family via their official X account yesterday evening, and there it is there. And that was at 10 o'clock last night. So Smith played for the Lions for 3 seasons, was 2019-2022, scoring 17 league goals. He retired from football in August. So yeah, it's unbearably. I don't even imagine how that's like. I don't think it's his first kid, but that doesn't take anything away from it. You imagine your wife's pregnant for 9 months. You're doing all the stuff, looking forward to it, going to the classes and all of that stuff. Then you go to the hospital, everything's fine, fingers crossed. Oh yeah, we're all good. You come out and then you take the baby home. 4 months later, the kid passes away. Yeah, that's not very good. Not very good at all. So yeah, you may have heard during today's game, if you were at the game or if you were at home, maybe you didn't realise why there was an applause in the 4th minute that was organised as kind of a tribute to this. And see, 4 months old on the 4th minute, there was a round of applause. So that's what that was about. So yeah. This is a match report from millfc.co.uk. So super sub Ivanovic rescues Millwall point. Yeah, first goal for the big effing Serb. So Millwall and Derby County played out a 1-1 draw in the Sky Bet Championship at the Den on Saturday afternoon. Jerry Yates is open and looked to have set the Rams on their way to 3 points, but Mihailo Ivanovic stepped off the bench to score his first Lions goal to claim a draw, which was the least Millwall deserved. Head coach Neil Harris made 2 changes to starting 11 for the visit of the Rams, with Joe Bryan and Duncan Watmore replacing Danny McNamara and Femi Aziz, who both dropped to the bench in a reversal of the changes made last time out at West Bromwich Albion. The Lions were making most of the attacking play early on, but fell foul with the offside flag on 3 separate occasions, with the first ever of the game coming on 15 minutes as George Honeyman took Romain Leslie's pass in his stride, only to find the gloves of Jacob Vidal Zetterstorm. At the other end, Kenzo Goodman sent a teasing cross into the Mill penalty area that went unpunished before a corner kick from Jules Saville was met by the head of Jake Cooper. The ball eventually cleared away from Derby, a danger by Derby. Around the midway point of the half came the Lions' best chance to date as Watmore threaded the ball through to the onrushing Macaulay Langstaff inside the area. The striker hit The strikers hit cannon off the near post and away to safety. A promising free kick then fell at the feet of Honeyman on 26 minutes, but he tamely curled into Zeta Storm's grasp. Millwall's corner count was mounting as the half wore on, and another one arrived just after the half hour mark, only for the attack to end with SA striking wide, with action at both ends taking place 7 minutes before the Breakers and Lions had some defending to do for the first time. Then breaking upfield as Watmore's looping header was stopped by Zeta Storm. A cheap concession of possession in the midfield then allowed the Rams a first strike and goal, but Yeri Yates fired well over. There was one final chance in the first half, stoppage time as SA crossed, but Zeta Storm was able to gather amongst a clutch of bodies. A potential penalty shout for Derby saw Millwall let off by the assistant referee's flag early in the second half. Yeah, he was offside. Before Goodman got his angles wrong to strike wide on 50 minutes. Langstaff then showed great strength to strike off Derby captain Aaron Cashin on the right hand side and charged towards goal, only for his attempt to be saved well by Zeta Strom, with Brian then failing to trouble the goalkeeper with a free kick just shy of the hour. Cashin had to clear behind as the Lions continued to up the ante, with Aziz then replacing Watmore, who had played the game despite illness on 65 minutes. Okay. What kind of illness? Diarrhea? Polio? Brian fizzled an effort high and wide as the last 20 minutes got underway. Harris then bringing Ivanovic into play in place of Langstaff as the head coach looked for another way through to goal. With 78 minutes on the clock, however, it was to be the Rams who would open the scoring as a corner kick was bundled home by Yates from yards out. The corner came in, and it was two Millwall players getting in each other's way. You can take a guess who one of them was. He's been doing this for a couple of games now, and I think someone needs to have a word with him, because he's getting a bit busy with other Millwall players and getting in their way, and that's Jake Cooper. And because he interfered, Femi Aziz, because I didn't know this at the time, obviously I'm checking the highlights out after the game. I go home, check the highlights of what happened there, and you actually see what happened as Femi Aziz looped a header backwards. Well, that's the first mistake. You don't head towards your own goal. You're not trying to assist the opposition. And then at the back post, there's like two other players and the goalkeeper, and none of them went for it. Although, to be fair to everyone involved, it was at a strange time of the day that there was light in everyone's eyes. Like a triangle of light coming from that corner between the west stand and the away stand, and it got in everyone's eyes, and then the guy, the Derby player at the back post, just bundled it in. He tried to head it, that was blocked, but luckily for them it fell to his feet, and he just kind of knocked it in. So yeah, that wasn't good. To have the first ball, so you have the first ball, you don't get that right, and then the second ball, you don't follow it up. And the goalkeeper, is he coming out? Is he not coming out? Like, what's he doing? But however, the Lions were not to be denied, equalising 6 minutes later as Ivanovic took a ball in his stride and charged towards goal, poking it past a prone Zeta Strom before striking his first for the club. Neither side, as much as they tried, could find a winner from there, meaning Stuart Atwell blew for time on a draw in SC16. Yeah. Very reminiscent, Ivanovic, of very Steve Morrison-esque. Very much like Steve Morrison. He must have run about 25 yards from near the halfway line to the edge or just inside the box. Took one touch to take it past the goalkeeper and then smashed it towards goal, and just lucky that the player sliding in kind of slid past it or a bit over it, and there you go, scored. Fantastic stuff, absolutely brilliant for him to score like that. But yeah, very like Steve Morrison-esque, which is interesting because he's only 19 years old, and I think we got Steve Morrison in when he was 25 from non-league. So if he's doing Steve Morrison things when he's 19, you can see why they paid a lot of money for him. So there you go. The keeper was wearing a bonnet for some reason. The team was as follows: Jensen, Leonard, Tanganga, Cooper, Brian, Denor, Saville, Watmore, Honeyman, Hesse, Langstaff, And the subs were Wintle on for Denor in the 84th minute, Kelly on for Saville in the 84th minute, so giving both midfielders a break at the same time, which is interesting. Aziz on for Watmore in the 65th minute, and Ivanovic on for Langstaff in the 73rd minute. And the unused subs were Roberts, McNamara, Wallace, Massey, and Harding. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, Jake Cooper could have caused us Saville as well. Saville tackle, but the player was offside. But their managers, oh no, he wasn't offside, and all of that. Let's have a look. What was the crowd? There was a decent crowd there, 17,321. So the crowd's getting back up there. The people are interested in going to see the team. 2,921 away fans. Yeah, the stands were quite full. Now, is that because of what's that? Is that the sexy football that we're playing? I don't know, but people are coming back. Is it because we haven't played a home game for 3 weeks now? Maybe it's that. I doubt we'll see a crowd like that against Plymouth. So on Wednesday, but yeah, we should have won that game. We didn't. We had loads and loads of chances, and we just didn't score. So, moving on to this from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. Millwall club record signing Mihailo Ivanovic's first goal in pitches by Keith Gillard. Mihailo Ivanovic scored his first Millwall goal since his club record move at the end of the summer transfer window to ensure they drew 1-1 with Derby County. The 19-year-old Serbian striker, who was an unused sub by his country on the latest international break, showed an ice-cool composure when the ball broke for him to go through with only goalkeeper Jakob Zetterstrom to beat. Ivanovic went past the Rams number 1 and then slotted into the nets. Here are the selection of the pictures from that moment. So that's the celebration, and here we go. Look, he's gone past him. He shot with his left foot. Push. He knows it's in. He's off to celebrate with the fans in the East Lower. So there you go. Big moment, I think. Now, moving on to the Lowdown, which is what the South London Press have kind of replaced their match report for, because, you know, if you're at the match, or a lot of people watch the matches now, why do you need a match report? You know, I've just seen it. I've been to the game. Why do I need to, you know? Or you listen to it on the radio, so you know what's gone on. But yeah, so the Lowdown on Millwall 1, Derby County 1. Ivan is great when Ivan is great when big chance presents. Will that lead to start against Plymouth? Mill, I don't know. He was a bit of an impact sub. In terms of, here's the thing though, we don't have any, unless Coburn's fit enough to go back on the bench, and then you play two up front, because it's Plymouth and they're crap and they lost 5-0 today. We'll discuss that near the end of the video, but unless you're going to play two up front, but the FC don't. A lot of people saying, why aren't we playing two up front? Why aren't we playing two up front? We're basically playing with 4 up front. We're playing the front 4. It's just the 3 behind have to get their asses up there to get in gear, or they play balls through, and then the striker will go, much like Macaulay Langstaff went right. There were times today when players were put through, and the players on the other side, Watmore especially, was moving in, and the geezer just shot, and then you could see that Watmore's just throwing his fucking toys out of the pram because no one's fucking passing. So, but that's the thing, because you're playing a high line, you're playing high press, you're playing 4 players up front. When you play someone through, and the player's in the penalty area when he gets the ball, and he's just got to do something, and he's going to do something, shoot. He's in the penalty area, he's 8 yards from goal. He's not going to kick it across goal. That's not his first fault. So yeah, I don't know if we're going to play 2 up front. If you would play 2 up front, like, how does that work? I think what you would do is probably play 1 up and 1 behind. But you're playing the same formation, you just switch. A lot of people saying play Langstaff as a 10, but then I think maybe it's better if you put Ivanovic as a 10, because then he can flick balls on. sideways and to Langstaff behind him up front. I don't know, but so the lineups, yeah, we've gone through that. A snapshot of the game, not a classic by any stretch of the imagination, with plenty of physicality on show. Derby County also boasted plenty of physical specimens. Oh, hello. Which made the duels bruising at times. Macaulay Langstaff had 2 chances on the right-hand side of the penalty area, 1 in each half, but hit the right upright before being denied by the right leg of Jacob Zetterstrom. When Jerry Yates scrambled home from Nathaniel Mendez-Lang corner, unwittingly flicked towards his own goal by Femi Aziz. Yeah, I told you. It looked like Derby were going to win it on the road for the first time this season, but Millwall substitute Mihailo Ivanovic's first goal for the SE16 outfit, taken with aplomb and composure, ensured the spoils were shared. Tactical approach. Mill head coach Neil Harris made 2 changes with Joe Bryan and Doug Watmore. Returned to the starting lineup in place of Danny McNamara and Aziz. Watmore and George Heineman have been 2 of the strongest performers for the South Londoners, but there were reports before the match that the former had been struggling with illness, while the latter struggled to impact in the final third. Aziz and Ivanovic were the only attacking options available as bench options, and both came on. Harris opted for a like-for-like switch, taking off Langstaff and replacing him with Ivanovic rather than pairing them together in the closing stages. The young Serbian quickly made an impact. Oh, that is a thing as well. No, technically, no, Amaku's back for the next game, isn't he? So maybe you could play Langstaff and Ivanovic together because you got Amaku on the bench. Star man Jafet Tanganga, I'll level you. It's not like this was an easy one to choose, but sometimes that is to do with a number of standout performers, making it a proper dilemma. But on this occasion, that wasn't the case. It certainly was not a peak performance by Millwall, but the former Tottenham centre-back was his normal unruffled self. In saying that, Derby were poor offensively, summed up by a terrible strike by former Charlton winger Corey Blackett-Taylor in the second half. The best moment, well, this is a whole lot easier than the previous section, Ivanovic's goal. The 19-year-old never seemed in any doubt they would finish off his chance. Moan of the match. Mill's offensive set pieces. Harris readily conceded after the match that they were not up to scratch. The Lions had 2 within shooting range, but Honeyman fired the first harmlessly into the arms of Zetterstrom, and then Joe Bryan levered the other high into the goalplow lane end. Yeah, they're fucking rubbish. You need to have open auditions for set pieces, like. Because whoever's taking them now isn't working, and you have open auditions in training, and whoever does the best in training, they get the go. If that puts some noses out of joint, it is what it is. And then if the person who comes in who's taking them, if they don't get results, then you go again, then you choose someone else. A talking point down the pub. Does Ivanovic start against Plymouth on Wednesday night? My initial reaction is probably not, as the 19-year-old continues to bed in a new club and country, but I imagine some Lions punters will have been debating whether the former Vojvodina frontman gets the chance to inflict damage on Wayne Rooney's Pilgrims, who were smashed 5-0 at Cardiff today. Indeed. And that was the thing there. So what happened? The ball was played forward. The Derby County they were playing a super high line, super high. They were 5 yards behind the halfway line. And he kicks it, but he kicks it onto Romain Esse, and he deflects off Esse and goes forward. Boom, and then Ivanovic is off. Here he is. This is him off. He's not the quickest, but like I said, he's like Steve Morrison. Steve Morrison wasn't the quickest, but once he got going, boom, he was off. What the boss had to say. Again, we were ruthless enough in one penalty area and we got punished in the other. Fortunately, the big Serbian geezer comes on and he rescues a point for us. We deserve the point, but I'm fed up with sitting here, especially at a den, and finding ways to give the ball away. It's got to stop. Most notably, Jake Cooper gave the ball a couple of times. One of them where we nearly got done. And like I said, he kind of interrupted Femi Aziz when he was going for the ball at the front of the post, and I don't know if that caused him to head the ball backwards, but it didn't fucking help. Yeah, there you go. I wonder if Jake Cooper, obviously everyone loves Jake Cooper, but is he subconsciously, obviously he's got no competition. Who are you going to replace him with? Who's going in there? I don't know. Are you going to put Wallace in? You're going to put Harding in? Alright, but they're not left-footed, and he's the tallest geezer in the squad, so even though that doesn't really help, in terms of the set pieces, but yeah, maybe he needs a bit of competition for his place, for him to tune himself up a bit. So, post-match comments, here we go. This is from southernnews.co.uk. Neil Harris really pleased for Mill striker after he scores first goal for the Lions. Mill boss Neil Harris said he was really pleased for Mihajlo Ivanovic after he scored his first goal for the Lions against Derby County and secured a 1-1 draw for Millwall at the Den. Ivanovic, 19, joined the club during the summer transfer window for a club record fee of around £2.5 million. The Serbian striker picked up an injury soon after joining, so has only made 5 substitute appearances. He was also called up to the Serbian national team during the international breaks in September and October, and as a result has had little time to train with the team. However, in the minutes he's been able to play, he's looked dangerous, and he leads the team in expected goal contributions per 90 minutes. He finally got off the mark against Derby, and it was a remarkably composed finish for someone so young. In the 85th minute, he was put through on goal after the ball deflected off Romeo, and I said the Lions were down 1-0 and needed a goal. Rather than cracking under pressure, he calmly rounded the goalkeeper and slid the ball into the open net. Bosh! Harris was delighted with his late contribution, yeah. And this is something that was in yesterday's video. Neil Harris, complaining, they did a little mini review of the season so far. And one of the problems he said, well, there's no one coming off the bench and contributing to goals. Well, what's that then? You've just got it there. Oh, I'm really pleased for him. He's moved abroad, away from his family to come and follow his dream. It's so important for a Millwall number 9 to get off the mark, especially here at the Den. It'll do his confidence the world of good. It's good for us as a group when we've got so few options. Look at the subs Derby are making, and then look at the options I've got, especially at the top end of the pitch. And I'm absolutely delighted for Mickey. It's an important point for us. We backed up a really good point in West Brom, but I'm the Millwall manager. I need to demand more players here at the Den, and we need to make sure we stop finding ways of, shooting ourselves in the foot. Especially here against Watford and Luton. We almost did it again today. Almost, but not quite. But if we would have lost that game, though, that would have been, I think the air would have been blue, very blue. So yeah. Because Neil Harris wasn't happy. This is from southernnews.co.uk again. I'm fed up of seeing it. Mill head coach disappointed by Lions' defensive mistakes against Derby. Mill head coach Neil Harris said he was fed up of his side making defensive mistakes after the Lions drew 1-1 with Derby County at the Den. The Lions put Derby under pressure for most of the game, but failed to convert their chances and eventually conceded a sloppy goal from a corner in the 78th minute. Millwall equalised in the 85th minute after Mihajlo Ivanovic scored his first goal for the club, but were unable to secure all 3 points, meaning they have only picked up 7 points from 5 games at the Den. Harris was unimpressed with the performance. It might look like a really good point in recovery, but we're better than that here at the Den. They've had one effort on goal and scored. I think Blackett-Taylor should do better in the second half when he cuts inside and scuffs it onto the advertising organs, but other than that, it was their first ever in our penalty area to get near our goal, and the ball's ended up in the back of our net. The mentality is not good enough. You have to do better than that. Before that, we should be in front. We've had 3 really, really good chances to score. In my pre-match press, I talked about how good our expected goals is for and against, and it shows that we should be in the top 4 in the division. And I'm fed up with talking about it, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore after today. But again, we were not ruthless enough in one penalty area, and we get punished in the other. And unfortunately, the big Serbian geezer comes on, he rescues a point for us, and we deserve the point. But I'm fed up of seeing it, especially here at the Den, finding ways to give goals away. It's got to stop. Mill had countless set pieces during the game, including 9 corners, but were unable to test Jakob Zetterstrom in the Derby net. It was really poor. 17,000 people saw that, and it's important that the fan base understand that I saw it as well. It wasn't good enough, The delivery wasn't good enough, and the way we attacked the ball, and I thought we were soft at times. The application and attitude of the players was immense from box to box, but not good enough in both penalty areas. Indeed. I wonder, it's not going to happen. I wonder if maybe Jake Cooper might get dropped for the next game. It's Plymouth, so I don't think we need him, really. Give someone else a go, because he's playing a bit shaky, and when you have him on the pitch as someone to aim to, that's all anyone does, and it's just a waste of a corner, waste of a free kick. You need to have a team effort at set pieces, not just hit it to Jake and see what he does. It doesn't work. it does not work, and it's not working. And with the ball at his feet, he's a bit shaky in recent games as well. So I wonder. I doubt it'll happen, but we'll see. So these are the results from this round of weekend games. Leeds beat Sheffield United 2-0 on Friday, and then these are the other games on Saturday. As mentioned, Cardiff beat Plymouth 5-0, and Plymouth had a player sent off. Bristol beat Middlesbrough. Blackburn beat Swansea. Obviously, we're playing Swansea next Saturday. Stoke and Norwich drew. Burnley, with Simon Fleming up front, beat Sheffield Wednesday away. And Queen's Park Rangers lost to Portsmouth. So both of those teams below us. So luckily, QPR were the ones that lost, which meant they didn't go above us. But we did drop some places in the league. We dropped 2 places on account of Luton winning and Preston winning. And we're now only 2 places above the relegation. Only after 10 games, but to be fair, we've only lost 2 games in 6, but we've only won 1 game in 6. And you can see Cardiff have won 2. They're unbeaten in 3 games. They've won 2 of their last 3. So we certainly don't need that going on. And you would say that this game coming up now on Wednesday is a must-win game, much like today's one was, that we didn't win. But we are on 10 points. If we do get the win, it could see us go quite a way up the table. It's because the team in 11th and 12th have 13 points, and we'll see how that goes. But we do need to win. It's all right having 20 shots a game and only scoring 1 goal and ending up with a draw. We need to win. I don't care if we have 2 shots and we win. I don't care. We need to win. Now, obviously, we're playing Plymouth, who have conceded 18 goals, which is the second most in the league jointly. Portsmouth are the worst team. And then Queen's Park Rangers, Cardiff and Plymouth have all conceded 18 goals. So hopefully, with our attack against that, we should score and we should win. You would imagine that we would outscore Plymouth at home. But you can see here, so they won at home. So they win their home games and they lose their away games, which is interesting. Obviously, they are the furthest club away from everyone else. They're on the Cornish Devon Peninsula down there. They have to travel a hell of a long way, and teams going to them also have to travel a hell of a long way to get there, because I doubt many teams are flying in, which maybe they should, because it'll save on the time. But this is a must-win coming up on Wednesday. We need to win this game, because then it will drop them down and we'll go up, and that'll ease the pressure off, because a lot of people starting to moan, starting to complain. And like I said, again with the three games in a week, what changes do you make? Interesting to see that he took off both central midfielders at the end of the game. It was only about 10 minutes, but it gives them a little bit of time out. And does that mean they're going to? Did he do that so that they can get a bit more refreshed ahead of the game on Wednesday? He's going to play them again. Is he going to make any changes? Is Danny Mack coming back in for Plymouth? I don't know. Are we going to see changes up front? Will we go to 4-4-2 or 4? I don't know. But this is a must-win game. It is a must-win game. So there you go. Now, before we leave, just wanted to mention, I've left it to last because obviously it's not really Millwall news anymore. It's just an interesting. It's like when you're driving on the motorway and there's a car crash and you can't help but look at it. And sadly, that's what I think Tyler Burey's career has turned into. So this is from the Carlisle News and the Carlisle News and Star, the Cumberland News. Carlisle United signed ex-Millwall forward Tyler Burey. Carlisle United are in League 2. Carlisle United have gone into the free agent market to sign former Millwall forward Tyler Burey. So obviously he didn't get a move in the summer. The 23-year-old has signed a short-term deal ahead of this afternoon's clash with Harrogate Town, which he came off the bench in the 74th minute when it was a 1-1 draw. Burey has been training with the squad and now becomes Mike Williamson's first signings United head coach. He's joined the Cumbrians until January, with Carlisle hoping he would add attacking threat to the team, battling to climb the League 2 table from the bottom position. So, the worst team in the league system right now. They're bottom of League 2. And he could only get a 2-month contract with him now. Is that he's doing, or is that they're doing? Did he want a longer term contract? Or he just wanted somewhere to play for 2 months and then try and put himself in the shop window? We don't know, but if that was the case and no one else decided to take up the option, that's kind of interesting. So the manager says they're pleased to have Tyler in. He's a exciting player with pace, and he feels as though he's got something to prove. So yes, I think he needs to prove that he's not an idiot, and that he has grown up a bit. He's been in training with us for a while, so he's ready to go straight into the squad. Carlisle Football Club are delighted to confirm the signing forward Tyler Burey on a short-term deal in January. Burey was most recently on the books of Danish club Millwall Club. He was released in August, because that's a summer league, I believe. He had a loan spell with Oxford United last season. Burey, who started at AFC Wimbledon, went on to spend 4 years with Millwall, making 58 first-team appearances and scoring 3 goals. His time with the Lions included a 9-game loan spell with Hartlepool United in the 21-22 season, with him scoring 3 goals. Those goals came in consecutive games, the last of which was the opening goal in the Monkey Hangers 2-1 win over Chris Beech's Carlisle at Victoria Park in August 2021. Burey will add to Williamson's attacking options as the Blues seek a boost after 8 defeats, 2 wins and a draw from their first 11 games in League 2 in 24-25. So there you go. Like I said, it's a bit of a car crash, and you just watch it. You can't help but watch, and you just wait to see. Hopefully he can turn himself around, and we don't end up hearing about him in 10 years' time, finding out that he's done something criminal or he's beaten up a little child. So, and on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.